What is up, everybody? I am George Mossey. Please say hello to my co-host Heather C.
Hi.
So this is the TLC Weekly Roundup on the George Mossey Show. We have two shows to talk about: 1,000 Pound Best Friends and 1,000 Pound Sisters. So we're gonna start with 1,000 Pound Best Friends, season 2, episode 9. And Tina planned to tell Megan that it was time for her to move out at the bachelorette party while Megan was drunk and having a good time. And I feel like that's probably not the best time. Tina also realized it wasn't the best time because you don't really want to ruin somebody's trip. It's her last good time before she gets married. And we know that she's super nervous about getting married. She still has cold feet, second thoughts. And she's actually really uneasy about getting married until she sees some strippers. So we saw some strippers come to the room, and we thought they were actually, in my own opinion, I thought that they were legit security guards. He
So did
did a
I.
really good job, right? He did a really good job. So I was like, oh crap, they're about to get kicked out of this really classy hotel. They're not going to have anywhere to go. But no, that was some strippers that Vanessa and Ashley picked out. And Tina was kind of terrified at the idea of strippers being around. But you have to remember, Tina's a married woman. So, what are your opinions on the strippers? Do you think they did a good job picking the strippers? I think that one of them looked like he wasn't even old enough to be stripping, right?
Yeah, they did their job. Let's just say that. Yeah, they did a good job. I don't know. I don't When I see this group of girls, their friendship is so different to me. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to say like I'm not sold on them being like real life best friends or anything because I don't know that. But Tina is always like a mood killer for me. Like every time they try to do something, she's always the one that's like, guys, she's always the mom. Like always, even when she's not a mom to her kids, she's like the mom in the friendship. Like always telling you like what to do and not to do. And it's like she really should just like let her hair down, so to speak, and just let loose, have a good time. Because she everything throughout the seasons, throughout the episodes, she's just always like why would you tell your friend at her bachelorette party that she has to get out of your house? Like, why would you think that that's a good idea? Like, hey, I'm having a party for you, by the way, you have no home. Like, that's a mood killer. So I don't know, I just think that she just needs to just whatever she's feeling, leave her problems at home. When she's out with her friends, just have a good time, enjoy life. Don't let everything always be so stressful and get you down and be that mother figure all the time. Have
Yeah.
some fun once in a while.
Yeah, and that's what the bachelorette party was about. Like, I watched them do this bar hop. It was a 2-hour bar hop on a pedal bus, which I've seen these pedal buses, like even where I live in my town, I've seen them around. They don't look fun to me because I don't like the idea of mixing exercise and fun because I don't associate those two together. But I do get why they did it because they're all on weight loss journeys and they all are working towards a goal. So if you're going to be drinking, why not be exercising at the same time so you're like counteracting anything bad that you're doing, which I think was a good idea. And then when I saw these stairs of death, that was crazy to me because I felt like those needed to be closed down by the city for being deemed unsafe. The stairs didn't even look like they were still intact. There was like cracks. There was like the steepness of the stairs made it seem like that they would have it roped off from the public anyway. So the idea that Vanessa couldn't do it because she has balance issues due to her excess skin, I didn't feel like that was a bad thing. I was like, be safe. Better safe than sorry because these steps look like they live up to the name, the stairs of death. If you fall down these stairs, you're probably going to die. And the fact that Megan and Tina and Ashley did it the fastest out of everybody. And I was like, okay, Ashley, we see you because we remember her back at Fit Farm. She couldn't even finish the quarter mile. And now she's up and down these stairs like it's nothing. So we see you, Ashley.
Yeah, I don't blame Vanessa for not going down these stairs at all. I'm scared of heights myself. So I I would probably be like, no, I don't think so. Or I would have to like do one of those numbers where you like sit on the stairs and like scoot your butt down one at a time. I don't blame her at all. Maybe they should have like found another place to go so she could have joined them. That's another thing. Like I noticed that if one can't finish something, they're like willing to just like drop them and go without them. Like when Ashley
Yeah.
couldn't finish at the Fit Farm, instead of like, like grabbing her arm and like walking with her or maybe even going back with her, they're like, nah, forget you. You want to be a quitter? We got this. So that's another thing I noticed with them. Like they don't let challenges stop all of them, only some of them. and they won't like
Mhm.
ride it out with them.
So Ashley and Megan go in for their appointments, and we're watching Megan weigh in. She weighs in at 289. Her goal was on 300, and she stumped that goal. She's doing amazing. And Ashley's approved for her surgery. And we are watching Tina and Ashley decide to have their surgeries together. Now, I thought that was really cool because, Tina is very scared of the surgery. I'm scared of surgery too. I think surgery is terrifying. I don't want to do it. So I understand that. So doing it together is a big deal. So comes the day of the surgery, Tina decides that she doesn't want to become a worst case scenario. She doesn't want to make a decision that could end her life and separate her from her kids. And even though the statistic numbers of that happening to her are very low, she said that she would be that statistic and she doesn't want to go through with it. And it just sucks because we're watching Megan try to convince her, and Tina's just like, look, this is not what I want to do. I can't do this surgery. And even though she's worked up to this, and I feel like this is definitely something that would change her life for the better, and she's earned it. She's done the work. She's just terrified, and I hate it when we let fear take control of our lives and take control of what we can and can't do.
This is why the doctor emphasized the fact to get help and talk to a therapist, because you're supposed to be able to talk about your pain, your grief, your problems, your fears, and maybe they could have shed a light and took her concern in. I mean, obviously fear pans out with anxiety and all this other stuff. Maybe the doctor could have found coping ways to say, hey, it's okay, everybody's scared, this is the best case scenario, this is the worst case scenario. Because if the doctor is that concerned with her weight could take her out just as quickly as the surgery could. And then your kids still don't have a mom. So I think that all goes hand in hand of kind of like how I was saying earlier, with she's kind of like the mood killer. She's always the worst case scenario. She's always like the what ifs, which is fine. I mean, somebody should have a good peace of mind. Somebody should be smart and think of the better things or whatever. But every once in a while, you got to just take that risk. Take it. People do these surgeries all the time, and you're on a whole TV show. So I really, really don't think that they want to try to kill you, because that would just be a bad look. So I don't know.
Dr.
I hope,
Proctor is a good doctor.
yeah, I hope she overcomes her fear though, and like rethinks this, because surgery's scary. No one likes it, but hey, it might make you feel better in the long run.
I want to talk about 1,000 Pound Sisters. We're on season 4, episode 7, and things have gotten very real very fast because, okay, so it's final surgery day for Tammy, but let's go back because 8 months ago, this current season, but 8 months ago, she almost died and she was in rehab for almost a year. And now she's healthy enough to have surgery. And this is insane because she literally has done a 360. Tammy is doing everything that she can to make sure she even stuck with her liquid pre op diet, which was very difficult. No actual food for the whole day. And she's ready to go. And she's like, nothing is getting in my way. She's like, this is my life. I'm ready to do this. She even revealed to us she's ready to get married and have kids, even though she had said that she had never wanted kids before. Tammy is a different person. And I'm just so proud of her for all of the hard work. And we learned that Dr. Smith is going to remove 80% of her stomach and 30% of her small intestine, which is a very, very major surgery. This is a lot different from most surgeries because when Chris has his surgery, they didn't remove any of his intestine and they only removed 30% of his stomach. So this is a very serious thing, and they don't want any of the food to be absorbed into fat. So removing the small intestine is going to prevent that from happening, making this surgery even more successful for Tammy. So I'm just really proud of them. And the whole family has shown so much growth this season. And we even watched Amy have a video call with Dr. Proctor, and she's getting back on track with her weight loss. And let's just say this, she was 275 before she had 2 kids, and now she's 281. So I think that she's still on the right track, right? I feel like that's not something that you can't come back from. I feel like she's just got to get back on eating right and getting that together because she didn't even gain that much weight from having those kids.
Yeah, it happened to her weird, because like right when she had her surgery, it seemed like she got pregnant with Gage kind of right away. So before her body can get used to and adjust having the surgery, her stomach was getting stretched out all over again. So considering the fact that she's had 2 kids within like a year of each other, to only have gained like 5 to 7 pounds of extra weight, is not horrible. It's bad because she was high trying to get down and she never got a chance to get down. So that's the only reason why it looks a lot worse than it is. But I think that she has the right mindset. She wants to be healthy. She's changed her eating habits a lot. So I feel like she'll be successful. And she said she didn't want any more kids. So
No.
I don't think there'll be any more pop-up pregnancies for her. So she'll be able to ride this straight through.
I think she'll be fine. Chasing Glenn and Gage around is gonna be all the exercise that Amy needs. Like Amy is like, how am I gonna do this? It's like 20 pounds, and I think he gave her 6 weeks. I feel like all she really has to do is just keep doing exactly what she's doing because these little boys are gonna keep her super active. And Gage is so fast. He's like running and he's fast. Like I feel like this is gonna be a good situation for her. And what I really liked seeing was how the whole family came together and they all went down to Lexington. Everyone minus their mom, Darlene. She couldn't leave her fur babies, but she was still super proud of Tammy. And everyone went down and they had like this little celebration as she came out to go to the hospital. And that was a very heartwarming moment because even Tammy says, she's like, now I know for sure that they love me no matter what. She was like, they love me when I was at my lowest. They're celebrating me when I'm at my highest. I know that my family is in it for the long haul. And they really stuck with her. Even when they were doubting that she could do it, they were still visiting her. They were still calling. They were still being supportive because that's what family does. And I feel like their family has really shown that they're a tight knit, close family. They will dog each other and they will roast each other until no end. You know, they would talk crap about each other, but they love each other super hard.
Exactly. They're a great family. I love watching their story.
So at the end of the episode, we found out that Tammy had her surgery with no complications. Everything was good. And she was actually discharged 2 days later, and she is beginning her journey of recovery. We're super proud to see that. We're super happy to see that there's one more episode, and we know that things are going to take a weird turn. Tammy is going to definitely give everybody a run for their money. She doesn't want to go to the rehab facility. She doesn't want to be a part of the situation of the recovery in that building. She wants to go home. So we're going to have to wait and see what's going on with that. And then we're going to meet a guy that she's in a relationship with in this episode, but then actually is married to now. So that's something that we're really interested in seeing because we had never seen this guy on the show yet. There was a guy that we were seeing pretty regularly in the rehab facility, but that's not him because he definitely had some feelings for Tammy, but this isn't the same guy. So we're like, who's this guy and who did she marry so quickly and who did she fall in love with? We're hoping to see this guy's going to keep her on track because that's the most important part. I know she loves him, he loves her, but is he going to keep her on track and make sure that she's staying healthy? That's the most important part.
Yes, I believe they will. I think that she will find herself a good partner in him and they can do this together.
So yeah, we'll be meeting Caleb very, very soon. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for this week's TLC Weekly Roundup. Thank you so much to my co-host Heather C for joining me. This is the George Mossey Show. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms at George Mossey, georgemossey.com, and anywhere you get your podcast. And follow my co-host Heather C as well. Her links are right here at the bottom. And you know we will be right here discussing all of these shows with you again next week. Talk to you all really soon.
Bye.